You want control. You have systems and schedules and backups and contingencies. You plan your day by the hour and track your habits and optimize your routines and manage your calories and monitor your sleep and control your breathing with an app, believing that if you just try hard enough and plan carefully enough and anticipate every variable, you can bend reality to your will. And here's the paradox that will make you want to throw your planner into a fire. The more you try to control, the less control you actually have, because control is an illusion. The universe is chaos wearing a camouflage of patterns, and every hour you spend tightening your grip is an hour spent fighting a reality that will stand over you exhausted and unchanged, and the data hides in plain sight. People high in the need for control suffering significantly more anxiety and obsessive patterns and burnout. Not more successful, but more miserable, micromanaging their days and reporting lower life satisfaction and poorer relationships and worse physical health than those who bend with the wind. The planners not having better outcomes, just more panic attacks when the plans inevitably fail, and the neuroscience is simple. Your brain's prediction engine constantly trying to anticipate the future. But when you demand accuracy, you set yourself up for a constant error signal, every deviation from the plan triggering the alarm that leaves you in a low-grade emergency, cortisol high and sleep wrecked and immune system weakening, killing yourself with your own need to know. And the cruelest part is your controlling actually makes outcomes worse. Micromanaged teams stop thinking. Overmanaged children grow anxious and dependent. Suppressed emotions detonate later. Control doesn't create order, it creates fragility, and the American twist is we've turned control into a virtue. Take charge. Be proactive. Don't be a victim, worshipping the CEO who runs his life like a corporation, and the parent with the color-coded chore chart confusing control with competence. But competence isn't eliminating uncertainty, it's navigating uncertainty skillfully. A skilled sailor doesn't control the wind. They read it and adjust the sails and accept they'll get wet. The only thing they control is their response, which isn't control, it's wisdom. And here's the quiet reversal that only lands when you loosen your grip enough to feel the terror and the relief on the other side. The most successful and peaceful and resilient Americans are not the ones who control everything. They're the ones who learn to surrender strategically, still planning but holding their plans like sand, still setting goals but letting the path change, still working hard but accepting that effort doesn't guarantee outcome, discovering that the only thing you truly control is your response to what happens, and that one thing, your response, is actually everything. And the people who escape the trap practice radical acceptance, saying this is happening without adding, and it shouldn't be, distinguishing what they can influence from what they can't, pouring energy into the former and making peace with the latter, and finding paradoxically that when they stop trying to control outcomes, the outcomes often improve, because relaxed, flexible people make better decisions while tense, rigid people make mistakes and double down. And I need to tell you about Cheryl, a control addict who planned her family's meals a month in advance and color-coded her children's schedules and had contingencies for every disaster, exhausted and angry while her family tiptoed around her, until one day her daughter forgot a permission slip and Cheryl drove 40 minutes fuming. The next day her son forgot his lunch, and she snapped and screamed at both children and burst into tears, her husband saying, "You can't control everything, and trying is making you someone we don't want to be around." So Cheryl went to therapy, and the therapist gave her one assignment. For a week, she wasn't allowed to plan anything beyond the next 2 hours, no meal prep, no schedule, no contingencies, just react. And the first 2 days were chaos, but by day 3 something shifted. The family ate cereal for dinner, and no one died. By day 5, Cheryl laughed for the first time in months because her son wore mismatched socks to school, and she didn't fix it, and he survived. And she realized her controlling hadn't been protecting her family, it had been protecting her from the terror of uncertainty, and the terror was worse than the uncertainty. So she learned to let small things go, then medium things, then some big things, still planning but leaving blank spaces, and in those blank spaces, her family finally breathed. And the American cognitive paradox is right here. We chase control because we're afraid, but the chase makes us more afraid. The only escape is to learn to dance with uncertainty, understanding that life is not a spreadsheet, but a jazz improvisation. You can't script jazz. You can only listen and respond and trust the musicians around you. And right now, your brain might want to argue that control is necessary. And plans do protect, but protection isn't peace. You can be safe and miserable and planned and panicked. The question isn't, should you plan? It's, does your planning own you? Or do you own your planning? So if the impulse just sparked to send this to someone who panics when plans change, that's not about me. It's the recognition that rigidity isn't strength, but fear in a business suit. And the first real freedom you've allowed yourself in years might be loosening your hold on one thing you cannot control anyway. And the question from the beginning, why does more control lead to less peace, has an answer that a second viewing fully reveals. You were never supposed to be the captain. You were supposed to be the sailor. The wind is not yours to command, but your sails. Those are yours. Now go let one small thing go unplanned. That's an order.